Good evening, family. Welcome to another Smart Financial Move series. My name is Jidene, your favorite financial educator here on TikTok, and we'll be having a very awesome topic discussion today. It's been awesome the past 9 days of streaming. If you're joining me for the first time, you are welcome and happy Sunday. How are you doing? How has been your day? Wow. Today for me has been restful. I had time to really rest after a busy day. But it's awesome. It's good to be around again. And I'm already doing my countdown. Today is what's today? Today is our day 10 of Smart Financial Moves. I've literally been showing up every day for the past 9 days, now making it the 10th day of showing up every day. And I want to believe for those who have been attending, it has been awesome. It has been insightful. It has been mind shifting. For me, that's the major reason. Mental shift for you to see that it's doable to have a good life in the UK. If you are joining me for the first time, you're welcome. My name is Jidene, and I do something once every quarter, which I call the Smart Financial Move series. What I do is at the 15th of the month in that quarter, I stream every day till the end of the month, considering several and different topics that can address and help, especially those of us in diaspora, to build the kind of life we said we came here to look for. It's important to know that if you are to wait on the system to give you that life, it might take forever. So the moment you get to understand that, you find that you can maximize and make the most of life. You're welcome. Today is our day 10 of you sincerely don't know what it takes to show up every day back to back. And today is day 10. Guys, let's get the like to 1,000 so that we can start and hit the road running. I'm just waiting for us to get the like to 1,000. Share it to those that you need to share it with. I was yesterday's section. Yesterday's section was wow. Was some Mr. Zion was just on another level. You find that having a child or raising children is beyond just being called a parent in terms of you brought them to earth. Making the most of their life is actually a work. Raising a child to become what they ought to be is a project on its own. So it's very awesome. I'm already loading it to my YouTube channel. If you missed yesterday, you can always have access to it. Guys, let's like and get the like to 1,000. How do you like? Somebody would ask. Just click my forehead continuously. You will see a bubble love sign that will be bubbling by your right hand side. It's not going to cost you anything, so don't worry. You are not paying. So why do we do that? We do that so that TikTok can, number one, push this to as much people as we can on the algorithm. That's why we do that. So please, let's get that done. All right. So welcome if you are joining for the first time. Awesome to have you here. Awesome. All right. So we started on the first day talking about understanding the system. Many of us left Nigeria or we left anywhere we were in the third world country to come to this place for a good life. Unfortunately, you start discovering that places don't make people. It is people that make things out of places. So, in other words, I can put you in similar places where there are opportunities in that sense, but that necessarily will not change your life. If you are not careful, it even worsens the life, depending on what kind of system you are. But you find that it's now not a problem holistically about where you are staying. It is what you are doing. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know. I sent an invite. That's a mistake. Sorry. So it's now not holistically about where you are staying. It is more of what you are doing with where you are staying. So you can be in the UK and for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, life might still not be okay. So GP in its real sense of it is not what would determine if life will be well for you or life will not be well for you. So the moment you discover this, you start finding out that your outcome is not going to be dependent on the system. You stop handing over your success, your possibilities in life to what the system throws at you. Why? Because the system was never designed to make you wealthy. And this has nothing to do with either it's Africa or it is Europe. Anywhere in the world, the system was technically not designed to make you wealthy, especially with where we are staying for those of us who are in the UK. The system was not structured with the mind of, they did not invite you into the UK with the mind of, okay, come, let's make you wealthy. No. So the moment you start understanding this, you have to understand the game the system is playing and ask yourself, how can I position myself to take advantage of the opportunities around? If you keep waiting till after ILR, waiting for immigration rules, waiting for many things to be handed over to you, I'm so sorry. You will be in for a very rude shock. And the moment you understand this, you start holding yourself responsible for your outcome. Guys, one of the biggest blessings that you can ever have in life is to hold yourself responsible for your outcome. Why? Because there's nobody that will come to save you. It's nobody's responsibility to give you a good life. And the moment you do that, and you're already on that track. Why? Because do you know what it takes to leave Nigeria and to fly into the United Kingdom, sold everything you have back then and come here? You're already showing that you want to have a good life. But we're saying that's the barest minimum. You cannot stop at that level and suddenly the good life will just jump on you. No. Why? Because the system that brought you in did not bring you in because they wanted to make you successful. You were brought in to fill a void. There was a limitation, there was a void there, and they felt like, okay, let's open the door to bring people in. Please don't mistake that for a blessing in terms of they love you or they were looking out for you. That's why they did that for you. Don't mistake that. Now you are in the system. Now you are there. You have 5 years to ILR. We pray, say, may they not increase them. Let's assume that even getting to 10 years. You know what locking your life for 5 years or 10 years simply means? Imagine giving birth to a child, and the child grows to become 5 years old or 10 years old. Do you know what that critical number of years in your life means to you? That is why you cannot keep following the system and waiting for the kind of outcome or the kind of life you felt you or you feel you will get from the system. So it's important to understand the system. And guys, I keep saying it's all about control. Anything that is controlling your life, your time, how you earn, anything that is going to be productive to your outcome is actually the one controlling your life. Anything controlling that angle of you is controlling your life, and it's all about control. And the conversation has been, how can we start moving the control from the system into our hand? How can we stop waiting for the system and start creating the control system for ourselves? I said, as much as I believe in speed, guys, speed is good, but speed in the wrong direction is very worse. So imagine somebody who is staying in Liverpool and wants to go to Scotland and enters a train that is running at 200 miles per hour. But unfortunately, the train is heading to London. So you can see how fast that train is moving. But unfortunately, the person would most likely, thank you so much, most likely never get to Scotland. Why? Because the train is moving in the opposite direction. So you can see that speed is important, but make sure that speed is in the right direction. So you can be doing extra shifts, you can be doing extra work, you can be slaving yourself and doing everything you are doing. But the question you should ask yourself, is this thing going to give me the kind of life I want to have? Is it going to build me, or am I building it in the direction of the life I want for myself? If the answer is no, then you should not expect any different answer or result or outcome from what you are building is going to give to you. So what is the system expecting you to do? You get a job, you go 9 to 5, you keep doing it. If you can grow in the ladder, grow the ladder. You understand? The more you earn, the more they tax you, until you get to a point whereby you are tired and they retire you. How are you doing? So you find out that that's what the system is designed for. And when you are retired, what do you get? You get your personal pension and state pension. For you to qualify for a state pension, at least you must have paid NI for 10 years. Not that you should have been in the UK for 10 years. You must have paid NI for 10 years. All right. So it simply means anybody who had come to this country, the retirement age currently, I think, is 67. Anybody who had come to this country at 57, you're already on a long thing that can never take care of your future. That's number one. Number two, to get the full NI, you must have done NI, get the full state pension. You must have done NI contribution for a minimum of 35 years. So if retirement age is 67 and it requires 35 years for you to get full state pension, means that anybody who has come into this country after 32 will never qualify for this full state pension. So imagine this is the system you have been working with and building your life. And when you need the money most, when you don't have energy to push again to work, the system is telling you that this is what you will get. And you know what even the full state pension currently is? It is less than £1,000 per month, less than £1,000. So imagine less than £1,000, then whatever is coming from your pension combined together, and you are asking yourself, somebody who was earning 2,000 plus when he had active energy, he was in his active season. Now that you have retired and you need more money, why? Because you are more selective with your food. Your health right now needs more attention, as it were. You don't have any energy to go and be doing 10 hours extra. Look at your mother. Some of us, our mother are 65. Imagine at 65 not being able to have a life that can take care of you. Why? Because you are following the way the system wants you to do it. So you have to sit down and ask yourself, the train I am heading and running with, is it going to take me towards the life I'm looking for? And I keep praying for you that while you are still doing that, you would not have any reason to lose your job. I keep praying for you that while you are doing that, your health will not fail in the way whereby you cannot walk. Guys, you will know that working with that system is actually walking on an eggshell. Why? Because the only stream of income that system will create for you is what we call salary, your employment. So you have to sit down and ask yourself, if I keep doing it this way, let me even consider what is at the other end. If I end up following the system, is it going to give me the life I want? So imagine having money piled up in pension, but God forbid you had a medical condition that requires you doing operation. Even if you like have £100,000 in your pension system, you cannot access it. So you have to sit down and ask yourself, am I building my life on eggshell, or I'm building something that at every phase in my life I am taking care of? Guys, my work here is not to predict what the next immigration rule is. My work here is not to predict what the next 10 years is to be. My work here is to make sure that no matter what happens within the next 10 years, you are not at the bottom of the food chain. You are not left at the point whereby you are the mercy of every options around you, except the one you create for yourself. And this season of your life is a very powerful season. I call it a gift. It's an active season. Many of us came to this country between 18 and age 60. Guy, that season is a blessing. But unfortunately, many of us ought to be using it to build something that will take care of us towards retirement, called legacy. But unfortunately, we are using a vehicle that cannot take us to where we want to get to. So you see why we have to sit down. And Zig Ziglar says something. If you have followed me again and again, you would have heard this. You can't be doing the same thing the same way and expect a different kind of outcome. It's called the definition of insanity. So if I want an outcome at a higher level, how are you, Jesus? If I want an outcome at an higher level, I have to sit down and ask myself, what input am I putting into it to bring me to that higher level? So if a problem was created at this level of knowledge, you need a higher level of knowledge to solve that problem. It's important we get to understand this. Can you see that all these things is pointing to the fact that you cannot just sit back and expect the Western system to make you wealthy or to hand over the best of your life to you? And this is the best season of your life. This is the best season to build something that will sustain and take care of you. Guys, I'll go to my board. There is a diagram I like to use to describe for people so that they can get it. So let me go and open my whiteboard. All right. So I'm there. I'll turn my screen again so that we can get this conversation and what I have been shouting and talking about for a while. I always tell you, everybody in life, this is practically the trajectory that many and every one of us will go through in life. So we start, this is our age here. All right. You increase in age, right? That's number one. Number two, this is where we call productivity, performance, whatever you like, you call it in that sense. All right. So every one of us will always start at age 0. But there's something between that age 0 and your age 18. I call it the dependency period, whereby nobody is expecting you to work to earn. You understand? So everything in the system takes care of you somehow. Your family, your mom, your dad, whoever gave birth to you is there to take care of you. If they are not, there is something in the system that is prepared to also take care of you. But there's another age between age 18, I like calling it 60 maximum. This is the active season of your life. This is the season where the government expects you to work, as an employee. You understand? So this season for me, I call it a gift. Why is it a gift? Whatever you do with this season has a major impact on the remaining part of your life. Let's assume you live to 88, another dependency period. So this season of your life, you are meant to use it like a wise investor. What are you meant to do with it? You need to use it to create, and you need to use it to build. You need to use it to create. You need to use it to build. Why? Because whatever you create here is going to determine what else will be coming out of this season of your life, where you ought to be living off legacy. Guys, you will never remain young for the rest of your life. Some of us are already half age of this place. We are probably at 40. You understand? Some of us are edging close towards 50. You understand? Guys, remember your parents. They were working as teacher, as civil servants in the government space. Good evening, bro. But it got to a point where they had to retire them. So imagine somebody who is earning 2K, 3K per month regularly suddenly move to a place whereby you are depending on whatever the system and whatever you have built during this period of your life. Now you understand why some people, even after retirement, they are still looking for 10-hour shift, 15-hour shift. Why? Because what they built during this period, for some strange reason or for unplanned reason, cannot take care of this period of their life again. So you see why we need to sit down and ask yourself, now you are in the Western world, you are in diaspora, what are you doing? If all you are doing is employee, which simply means you are building another man's thing, and please don't forget it, it's not bad to be an employee, but don't forget that the only reason why you are here is because your employer is finding you relevant. The moment they don't see you relevant again, and trust me, as you grow in age, your spice, how relevant you are in an organization, is reducing. Why? There are younger people who are coming up. There are technologies. Do you know the older you go, the less conference many of us start attending? Especially for we African, as we grow, our interest is more to let them know that I've been here for 20 years. Don't you know I've been here for 20 years? So you find out that the drive you have here reduces as your age goes. Why? Because your energy is also reducing. There are young chaps who are ready to do extra. There are young chaps who are ready to build. You see why this place is critical for you. You must build with the intention of what will take care of you at your old age. If at your old age you still have to depend on the system to take care of you, then it calls to question, what have you done with this place, which I call a gift? You see why we need to sit down and stop waiting for the system to hand over things to us. You have to ask yourself, where am I going? What do I want to build with my life? And start building it from today. Guys, I hope this has shown you what I've been saying since the past 9 days, to make you understand that things really don't just happen by themselves. People make it happen. But the worst thing you can do to yourself is to wait for somebody to make it happen for you. Nobody is responsible for your outcome. The moment you understand that you are a product of what you have done so far, that means where I am right now, Jide, I am responsible for my current outcome. So if I'm going to change it within the next 2 or 3 years, I'm sitting down to ask myself, what would I do different from what I am doing now that will move me closer to the kind of outcome I came here for? Guys, none of us, I strongly believe, none of us came here to settle for less. And that is why we need to sit down and have these conversations with ourselves again and again, especially people of my color. Guys, we can do better. We are already fighters. We are people who can go out of the box and try and do something extraordinary, but we cannot do it by following everything hook, line, and sinker the way the system expects us to follow it. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the smarter way of doing things? What is the smarter way of approaching things so that I don't keep doing the same thing the same way? You know, guys, some of us have been here for 3 years, some of us have been here for 4 years. If you are realistic with yourself, you find out that it seemingly looks like things are not changing. And should I shock you? It's not everybody that is experiencing the same. That's why I say the moment you wake up to what I'm saying, you see how the card and the game can start changing. So we started the first day. That was what we really took our time to talk about. And for me, this is the reason why I come out every day to have this conversation. Nobody is here to save you. The moment you wake up to this reality and ask yourself, what is the thing I'll do differently? Nobody in the system will teach you how to earn more money. Nobody in the system will teach you how to have independence. Nobody in the system will teach you how to keep more than you are earning. So the system will give you money, but it will make it difficult to keep more. Why? Because the system has been structured that way. So we spoke about that the first. The second day, we spoke about dealing with debt. Just keep following. The second day, we spoke about dealing with debt. Guys, you have to understand that debt is a product, especially for most of us that came from the Western country, from the third world country, whereby we rarely have access to credit card and overdraft. Guys, you must understand that these things are products. They are not miracle money. They are not blessings from God. And the moment you put it where it is and understand that one of the easiest ways to keep somebody in a trap for a long period of time is to expose him to money that makes him feel he has it, while the money is not his own. You know what happens to you? Suddenly there's a level of your imagination that starts depending on another person's money. Guys, extra overdraft credit card is not your money. It's not your money. And unfortunately, the way many of us use it, we use it on consumables. So we are not using it to acquire assets. By example, we use it on Klarna, we use it on TikTok Shop, we use it on Timo, we use, pay buy now, pay later. Guys, you need to sit down, and this is why I say this. You need to sit down and look at your account statement in the past 4 months. Download it. Put it into ChatGPT or any of your AI. I like using Perplexity for this example. Put it in and tell it to analyze where your money is going to. Guys, you'll be shocked how much you have paid in overdraft interest in the past 2 years. Guys, for me, I did it from 2022 to 2023. I have paid overdraft interest of nothing less than £700. £1 today, 0.6 pounds tomorrow. See how it can accumulate over time to something big. I'm not even talking about what many people are acquiring in credit card. You should sit down and look at how much you have spent on Klarna. Some of you will shock yourself that in the past 3-4 years, you have spent almost £3,000. Why? Because you can buy now to pay later. When you ought to sit you down and tell yourself that this thing I'm spending on, the way I am using this thing, I cannot build anything long term with this way. Number one. Number two, for me to even spend it this way is already showing that I am purchasing what I don't have the capacity to earn. Guys, you can never be like this forever. I mean, you can start from level 1. Does not mean you'll be at level 1 forever. But if you don't act smart with your finance and position yourself better, you will see some people rolling in circle for years, and it seemingly look like they are not working out. Why? What they are doing is the fact that they are earning more, but they are letting more go than they are earning. So debt for me is like the seed that should come in before it comes in. That means your income. The seed that should come in before it comes in, you have ate the fruits even before you plant it. It doesn't pain you the moment you are eating it. It is when Klarna is deducting direct debits or when your credit card is deducting money from your account, you start feeling it in your heart that, no, I can't continue like this. But we are saying the moment you don't understand that it's a product, you find out that you think it's to your advantage, especially the way we are using it on consumables. The third day, we talked about credit system, understanding the credit system and how to build yourself, have a good credit rating in this country. And I made mention to you that many of us say the reason why we take credit card is so that we can build our credit score. I said, no, you practically don't need a credit card to build your credit score, especially when it starts exposing you to money. You say, no, me, I will not use more than £10. Remember the last time you said you will not use more than £10. Now you are using £200. So you have to understand that to build your credit rating in this country, it is more than a credit score. It is a credit report. What is inside is matters more than just what you are using in terms of I'm using only 10% of my credit card. No. So, and I mentioned 10 things for you in which if you pay attention to it, it will help you to build a better credit rating in any Western world without putting yourself into debt. Guys, those videos are on my YouTube channel. I've been uploading all the videos that I've been having in the past 9 days on my YouTube channel. Just go to my bio. You'll see the second button on my bio. You can get access to it on my YouTube channel. Then the fourth day, we talked about budgeting and creating a management system. Guys, it is not so much of how much you make. It is how much you keep at the long run. So in other words, I can be making £100,000 in a year per annum, and all I can keep at the end of the year is just £4,000. And there's another person who is making £33,000, and the person is able to keep £3,000. Guys, the person who is keeping £3,000 is doing way better than I am. Why? Because the guy is keeping more than me, even though I am making more. So you have to understand that it's not so much of how much is coming into your hand, it is so much of how much you are keeping. And I keep telling you, the system has been designed in a way whereby almost 80 something percent, if not more than 80 something percent of whatever comes into your hand at the end of the month, before the end of next month, it is gone. Why? Because the system needs you to go back again and keep recycling and recycling and recycling. And I said, before we think of making more money, we have to pay attention to the system where we are keeping the money. That's where the management structure comes in. And this is another thing you will gain if you do the assignment I gave you earlier. Download your account statement for the past 5 months. Guys, you will see where your money is going to. The village people that are eating your money, you will see it there. Many of us don't have savings in the UK, but we have sent Lemfi every month. We spend nothing less than 300 or 400 pounds, and your salary is 1,800. Nobody needs to tell you that there's already going to be wahala. It's just a matter of time. Just keep doing it for the next 3 years. You'll find out that you will soon start using overdrafts to take care of yourself. So your account statement will show you many things about your spending pattern. It will reveal where your leakages are. It will tell you that, for me, when I did it then, I discovered that on TikTok coin, in a month, I've done nothing less than £250. Why? Because the system was created in a way whereby when I come to a box battle and they say, hey, Jide my maker, no be maker now, no, Jide my helper. Oh, go buruku buruku, you drop a coin. He said, fucking WG in the fucking chat. Oh, go buruku buruku. Everybody has a sense of ego that responds to you. But because the accounts are attached to my TikTok is the one whereby salary enters, is the one whereby overdraft, for many of you, overdraft is there. So even if there's no money in your real account, overdraft is still there. So every time you are pressing, there's no measurement, there's no way to control it. And whatever you cannot control, you cannot improve. Whatever you cannot control, you cannot manage. Whatever you control, you can never you can't control. You cannot see where the outcome is going to be. So it's when you do budgeting, you don't do budgeting because you have less or you have more. Budgeting simply means this is where I want my money to go to. It's called giving your money direction, so that the money will not say, help me, help me, help me. I don't know where they carry me go. So when you sit down, budgeting is not done after you have received your money. Budgeting is done before the money comes in, so that you can give direction. Guys, if money comes into my account today, it is rare for you to see more than £200 in my account. Why? Because there's a distribution system. So I am not subjecting my finance to my emotions. I'm not subjecting my finance to how I feel. There's a system that is showing it accurate distribution, so that I no go dey shock at the end of the month. I had a budgeting during the budgeting class. There's this budget template that I made available. It's also in my bio for free. Just click on it. You can get it, in my bio. There's a link in my bio. Click on it. One of the, I think the last button on that page, you see the budgeting template. You can get it so that you can start seeing where your money is going to. Many of us are in debt that we don't even focus on it. Why? Because we don't pay attention to it. But your budgeting will let you know that. Do you know? Like I did it for one of my students. She was in debt for almost, is it 8,000 or 9,000 pounds? I'm not sure. I said, look at it. Look at how much this debt is taken from you as interest in a year. You would have paid nothing less than 1,000 plus in interest in a year because you're on this budget. I said that on this debt, this credit card. I said, do you know that if you clear this thing earlier, it will save you and give you more breathing space? So such a person knows that there's no time to go and click on yellow carts in the shopping cart. Such a person knows that you are not the set of people that will be buying on impulse. You are not the set of people that will be spending frugally. You are not the set of people that will be sending money back to Nigeria as if you are Odogun Parara and you are not building anything, not even house in your village. But the amount you are sending to Nigeria on a yearly basis is up to almost 5,000 or 7,000 pounds. So you find out that you are building and taking care of many other things, but you are not taking care of your future. You are not building yourself for the future that you came here for. Your family are not even having anything that they can look up to right now. So you have to sit down and look at your spending. Before you think of making more money, you have to manage how money goes out. One of the best way when I look at a system, one of the best way I know a system is good is money can easily flow in, but the rate at which money can flow out, there's a level of process. Look, for instance, to the place where you work. For instance, where you are working, it's easy for money to come in. It's just an account number. Money will flow into the system. But if money is going to go out, it will go to the accountants. First, your manager will look at what you are requesting for. They will sign on it. After they sign on it, it goes to the accounting department. They look at the spending and they look at the available resources. They are going to tell you that, okay, we cannot do it now. We can do it so time. The chief accountant will sign. Can you see the process? If you create a system whereby it is easy for money to flow out the same way it's flowing in, it becomes a burden and it's going to be difficult for such a person to keep more. So for me, how did I deal with my TikTok coin spending, this expensive spending? What I did is, this thing will help many of you if you do it today. What I did is, that card that I attached to my Play Store, whereby there's unlimited money, I removed it and I put another card. The card that I now added to it is, if I don't move money from my main account into that card, there's no way I can buy coin. Can you see why I'm not subjecting to my feeling again? I'm creating a system of measure so that I can curtail the way you're spending. I love giving, for instance. Excuse me. So I can tell myself that, okay, my giving allocation in my budget to people on TikTok is just £50 every month. I can tell myself that's my allocation. All right. So when I put that as my allocation and I put that into that new card that I've attached to my TikTok, the moment I enter into anywhere and I feel like giving and I'm giving and everybody say, oh, go buruku buruku, WGD, my destiny helper and everything, and you keep pressing and you keep pressing. There's a level you press to and the account will tell you, sorry, you have insufficient funds. Can you see that if I go again and move money to another place, I'm just making a very poor, foolish decision? Should I tell you another thing you can do is the fact that all your TikTok shop, your Timo, your Amazon, your Shein, reduce accessibility, reduce the number of notifications you will get in. Now, for me, if I want to buy anything on Amazon, on Timo or Shein, I have to go to my system. Why? Because I've deleted the app. When I look at my account and I notice that in a year, I've spent nothing less than £1,000 on Amazon. Timo, no one bear, is collecting almost 1,000 plus, all in the name of discounts. This is cheaper. It is clinical. And Timo and marketing, they are bad. So you find out that you end up piling up things you don't need. While these are cash that you can use to build your future. Many of us, you look at your wardrobe and you'll be shocked that the money for the down payment of the house you are meant to buy is already there in to match clothes, shoe, and hair. So you can see that before thinking of making more, ask yourself, how do I manage the one that is coming to my hand? Okay, Jide, I can delete my Timo, I can delete my Shein, I can delete my Amazon. Should I delete my TikTok app also? No, I will not tell you to delete TikTok app. Why? Because TikTok is smart. They've aligned both of them. The social media and the marketing side, they've aligned it together. So it's difficult, but there's also a way out. And this is what I do for myself. Guys, if I see anything on TikTok, like I'm strolling and I see something, say, come and buy. You know what I do? I don't buy immediately. Immediately I see it, I add it to my shopping cart. and I come back 48 hours later, if I still feel that strong urge, that strong impulse, so that thing is telling me that it is no longer a want, it is a need. Guys, should I tell you the shocking truth? When I started doing this, I discovered that I ended up adding almost 99 products, if not more than 99 products into my shopping cart. And most of them, I will never go back and buy. Why? Because the first time I saw it was an impulsive spending. But the moment I allow that thing to blow away and I go back, should I tell you what I started noticing? I started discovering that I will be deleting most of these things that I added to cart so I can add another new thing. That is 88 potential wasteful products, wasteful spending that I might have spent on. So guys, that thing of budgeting, if you did not watch it, go back to my YouTube channel and watch when we talk about budgeting properly and creating a management system here in the diaspora, so that you don't keep making money and pouring it into baskets and asking why is the money not staying. So we spoke about that. Then after that, we spoke about the next topic, which is talking about the 4 different quadrants. How can you move from where you are to where you ought to be or where you want to be? And what is the pathway? I broke it down into 4, which we started the conversation already. The first one is practically where every one of us came in as employee. But you should know that as employee, there's restriction to how much you can make. You cannot decide to say you don't just want to work. I've had so gruesome situation whereby somebody lost their mother-in-law and is asking for you to give me a bereavement leave. And the care company is saying, sorry, we cannot give it to you. Guys, it's important for you to understand that the business was not set up for your own enjoyment. So all of us can start there, but there are very many restrictions and limitations to your possibility. There's even a restriction to how much you can earn. You can only earn as high as if the minimum wage, especially for some of us that are doing some job, and your salary increment on a yearly basis. If you are in the corporate space, I was a digital marketing manager for one of the biggest logistic firms before resigning. The highest you will earn in a year increment is 3%. So imagine somebody who is earning 50k. 1% of 50k is how much? £500. That means you've worked very hard for a whole year, and the increment they can give you, if they are generous with you, is £1,500 increment on your salary. And you know that there are many of us that will work for the next 5 years and there will be not 1 penny increment on our salary. So working as an employee is good, but unfortunately it cannot build the kind of life you want. Why? Because they are determining your time, they are determining your spending, your earning rather, and they are determining your potential. So as you are starting there, the game is, how can I move to the next place whereby I can start earning? Why, guys? The reason why you are working, I know you are passionate about your work. You like care work. You like warehouse job. The reason why you are working is money. You have to understand and be truthful to yourself. Money is one of the fundamental reasons why we are going to work. So if this is one of the fundamental reasons, my question is, how can I increase my earning? How can I increase my potential? How can I stop restricting myself to £12.50 per hour and increase my possibility? Guys, salary was already showing you that there's a limit to how far you can go. Yes, they increase my salary. The moment they increase your salary, hope you know the tax man is also laughing at the left-hand side. This is the only system whereby they punish you for earning more. So the reward for earning more is paying more. So guys, we need to understand why, because there's a reason why you came. I'm going back to that conversation. So the next thing after that is to move into what many of us call side hustle, self-employment. You know what you do at that level? What you are doing at that level is the fact that you are removing the peg on how much you can earn in a month. So how do you do that? You are looking at what is the problem that I can create solution for, and people are willing to pay in return for it. It's called value. What is the value? What is the need? It's called supply and demand. So you are seeing what there is a need. And guys, to be honest, there's nothing in this UK where there is no need for. The volume might differ from places to places, but there is a need for it. I know the shocking thing. Many of us came from Nigeria with many years experience, some as graphic designer, some of us as fashion designer, some of us as bakers, some of us in administration, some of us in management. We came here and we are suddenly settling for less. While your boss is paying you 40,000 pounds per annum, guy, do you know you are making him nothing less than 60,000 every year? So you have to start asking yourself, with the skills and the experience I have, what is the problem where there is a demand for it and somebody can pay me more without any limit on my earnings? Guys, you must understand this thing, without any limit on my earnings. That's why I say, if salary is the only thing you are using as earning, you're already limiting your possibility and potentials. I call it, you are creating value. Don't forget that the reason why they are employing you is because you are creating value. Do you know there are some other people outside your 9 to 5 employment space who are also demanding the value that you are creating? Can you start walking through your council and your city center and you are asking yourself, what is the problem that my skill can solve? What is the demand that my skill can meet? Guys, you'll be shocked that even on TikTok shop, you'll be shocked that you'll see kilishi. Guys, money follows value. Money follows value. Money does not follow fine face. Money follows value. So you are asking yourself, what is the value I can bring in that can increase my income? For me, last year, that alone gave me more than my salary. Guys, think of what I just said. You are going to work Monday to Friday as a digital marketing manager for a logistics firm. And I don't earn small, to be honest. And you are looking at all they give you from Monday to Friday. You doing your side also only during the weekend, you are able to make more than your salary. Do you know what that means to you? Do you know many things you can do in life with that? Do you know how many things it's called? You are creating a better option for yourself. And you can be here complaining that I have overdraft debt. Do you know that many of us don't have any problem? We should never be having business with overdraft debt. Before I started doing what I'm saying, I was in overdrafted perpetually up to the tune of minus 2,800 perpetually. And you know, by just switching and looking for what is the skill, what is the problem I can solve, what is the value I can create, all through last year, I had never had any reason to use overdraft, neither to use credit card. It's doable. Now you are talking about, you are building for yourself. You are building something that can sustain you. They can fire you from your job, but they cannot fire you from this. This is your own. You are creating something with your name on it. Guys, we have to understand that we can all start from level 0. But to remain on level 0 is our choice. It's our decision. But that doesn't mean your own possibility in life is limited to level 0. You have only chosen to stay at that level. And you know the unfortunate thing, many of us will become, man, not lie to you. When I started doing this, I noticed that the fights or the argument between me and my wife reduced. And I noticed that majority of the arguments you see in family, the underpinning reason sometimes is money. It's money. It's not because you don't love yourself. It's money sometimes. So you find out that you can do more. In less than 4 months, we're able to put down money to buy our property on down payments. While we are doing that, our car default. Without depending on car finance, we're able to buy another new car. You cannot do that on salary. You can't. So we're saying, even though we started as employee, ask yourself, what is the problem I can solve? What is the value I can create that people can exchange for money? Look at every of the top richest people on the Forbes list. You will see 2 major things. They are either selling a product or they are offering a service. They know they carry placard. They say, please, government, take care of us. They don't do that. So you have to understand that the more you start creating, and God created every one of us with skills inside. Many of us are not harnessing it. Guys, that's not my conversation today. I'm just doing a recap because of people who are joining for the first time. If you are joining me for the first time, my name is Jide Neye, your favorite financial educator here on TikTok. And I do something once every quarter called the Smart Financial Move, whereby I strip from the 15th of that month till the end of the month every day, 6 p.m. UK time, talking about different topics that can give us the advantage. I am in the UK, give us the advantage. Guys, I came in the UK just 3.5 years ago. 2022 September, October to be more specific, 2022. This is 3.5 years or 3 years plus. That's where I am here. And by the grace of God, I have moved from working in Tesco, working in the warehouse. I moved into the corporate space. I have resigned as working in the corporate space, and I'm now building my own within 3.5 years. It is doable, but you cannot do it the way you are working and expect that kind of result. Remember, I told you this active season of your life is to build, is to create legacies that will take care of you after retirement. If you are joining me for the first time, guys, I'll always tell you, follow me. Because if you are not following me, trust me, you will most likely be making decisions that will be losing you money. So that we can continue this engagement till the end of the month. And I promise you something, this will be the best 15 days you have ever been on TikTok. Every day. For those who have just followed, welcome. So yesterday day before yesterday we had the conversation on insurance. I brought one of our protection advisor to come and educate us and enlighten us. How can we structure our life so that we make sure that we are not at the disadvantage? The guy said something. He said, for we immigrants, we are the best advantage people from an insurance point of view. But he said, I will not say more than that. But guys, we took our time to break down insurance. How do you protect yourself so that they don't need to do GoFundMe for you if there's an issue? If you lose your job for a medical issue, how can you going to take care of yourself? So we had that conversation also. It's not my space. So the recording is on my YouTube channel. How do you get access to it on my YouTube channel? Just click on my bio. You'll see a link on my bio. Click on it. The second button there is YouTube channel. I'm uploading all the video. And yesterday was critically massive. We had one of my brother is massively into child. Why? Because many of us say we came into this country because of our children, but unfortunately the children you came in, you are not even preparing the future for them. You have handed them over to their teacher where they spend 40 hours every week, and their mama and papa is running after money. So you have to understand how do we position our children for the future we really said we came here for, so that they don't end up believing or thinking the best life can give to them is what they are seeing around us. So we had a section yesterday with Mr. Zion. It was awesome. 2 hours awesome. Even me go, I need to unlearn and relearn some things new yesterday. It was really an awesome section. So we would keep having. Today we'll be talking about something that is critical. Tomorrow we'll be having my brother Henry Idea. Will be coming here to talk to us about business. Guys, we can do better. The joy is you are doing better there. Somebody else is doing better in Manchester. I'm doing better where I am. Someone in Scotland is doing. The black becomes a voice. That is how we can have a sale. If we keep carrying placard and expecting them to rescue us through immigration, for how long? And this is where the Arab guys, I always doff my heart for them. They've understood the economic side and they are empowered and they are the one dictating them. So let's have the conversations again and again from now till the end of this month. Please don't miss any of the section. Guys, today we'll be talking about something that is very critical. Guys, it will be a little bit touchy. It will be a little bit emotional. But please, do it or undo it with a good heart. Why? Because it will transform many things in your life the moment you do it. Let me take some water. Today we'll be talking about networking, mentoring, and accountability. Good evening, sis. Networking, mentoring, and accountability. Guys, when we talk about network, you must understand that you are the average of the 4 to 5 people you have around you. People you surround yourself with, they predict and have a way of influencing your possibility. In other words, every one of us came as a blank slate. But over time, our environment, our association, our people we meet, we interact with, start writing on our script. And this is who you have become. But you know what I like about it? Even if what has been written seemingly is not to your advantage, you can unwrite many things and rewrite what you want to be. In other words, you are a product of a programming. You think you have a mind of your own. Your mind was informed by the information and things that were exposed to you. So if I am playing at level 6, all I need to ask myself and to know if I want to play at level 7 seemingly means, what are the people playing at level 7 and what kind of information do they function with? And suddenly you find out that you are shifting. Do you know that there are friends that you used to play with 10 years ago, 15 years ago? For you to play with them now, it will be an insult on you. That shows you the influence that change in networking has brought to your life. Suddenly you are playing at a higher field. Guys, networking is important to your life. There are many things that you will never get in your life, even though you have money, if you don't have what we call access, if you don't have what we call information, if you don't have the work of people around you. So you find out that your network influences your possibility. Your network is something that you must know that this is a rare gem. Just like shares are to a company, your network influences your value. Some people say your network determines your net worth. So who you are rubbing minds with, who you are listening with to, who you are associating yourself to, has a major impact on what your possibility is. When I'm talking to somebody and he said it's not possible, it's correct. Why? Because he's speaking at the level of his own reality and his interaction. So I don't fight people. It is not doable. It is not possible. It is blah, blah, blah. You are all correct. Why? Because every man will function at his level of information. Remember, many years ago, before Usain Bolt did it, to run 100 meters in less than 10 seconds was also impossible. So guys, you find out that I pay attention to how I respond or I think or interact with information, because it's telling me a lot about what I am ingesting. And what I am ingesting is a product of who I am watching and what I am listening. These are the two major vehicles that influences what you become. So I pay attention to who I am giving my ear time and my eye time. I don't just walk in the circle of people or things whereby they cannot add value to me. Why? Because this is my life I'm talking about. So your contacts can open doors for you. Doors that your money can never open to you because of information, opportunity, recommendations, partnership. Guys, if everything you would ever achieve in this life is what you have paid for, like you have to buy it with your money, you have to earn it with your money, you are practically almost a poor person. And the reason why I'm saying this is there are many things underlined in your possibility and your potentials. But you know, when somebody say I'm self-made, I believe that person is delusional, to be honest. There's nobody that is self-made. Even the thing that made you achieve that result, somebody informed you. Somebody kept or dropped an information. Either you read it on a book, in a book, or you watch it somewhere. So everybody is a product of the information we are interacting with. So money can buy you things, but relationship will bring you access. Relationship will bring you guidance. Relationship will bring you protection. Relationship will bring you opportunity. Relationship will bring you information. Relationship. We call it networking. Networking. So somebody used an illustration one, and I believe this person wholeheartedly. He said, imagine a millionaire in a particular country. That's number one. And another influential man in another country, in the same country. Let's assume somebody like Baba Iya Adeboye. And Baba Iya Adeboye said he wants to buy a shoe. He needs a shoe of size 45. Guys, you will practically go to all the stores within that space and you find out that all the shoes of size 45 is gone. Why? Because some people just feel, I want to be the one to give him the shoe. Why the man with money would have to go extra mile, extra mile, if he doesn't know if he doesn't have another strong network, he would have to go extra mile to get that same 45 shoe if he's also a 45 user. Guys, there's so much about networking that we have to understand that your next level sometimes is embedded in your network. Your next level many times is embedded in your network. Guys, if all I have around me, and please no shades, and there's nothing wrong with it, if everybody I have around me, none of them has a representation or a look alike of the kind of life I want to have, I have to sit down and ask myself, is this what I want for myself? Many of us, we need to look at our phone and look at the regular calls that keep coming to your phone in terms of association and people you are interacting with. And you have to be able to classify people in your life. And the reason why I'm saying so is because you have to see yourself as a project. People can choose you as friend, but you have every right to choose people based on where you are going in life. People can choose you as friend. People can come to your life. People can come to your access, to your network. But you have every right to choose who you want in your life based on where you are going. Guy, a man is a product of the average of 4 to 5 people that is around you. It's not because you don't have capacity, but because you don't have the right set of people that can push you to where you want to become, where you want to be. I did something in my life January last year, and I told myself, I said, I want to surround myself with firelighters and not firefighters. Who is a firelighter? A firelighter is somebody that is looking at what you want to do and is already pushing you to become more of it. A firefighter, you know the work of firefighter, they are to extinguish fire. Their work is to look at you and ask you, say, now only you sabi, what do you feel like? Do you know blah blah blah? What do you blah blah blah? Whereby whatever you are doing is a contention. And you know what happened in my life when I told myself that I only surround myself with firelighters and not firefighter? Suddenly I found out that the negative energy, the energy to try to convince people is off. Why? Because I'm surrounding myself with people who are going in the direction I want to go. Guys, you must be selfish about yourself. You don't have many things, but the first thing, and most likely the only thing many of us have, is this one life God has given to us. So you must understand that access to you is not a product of proximity. It's a product of, are we going in the same direction? Access to my ear, access to my eye is not a product of the fact that I have a phone and it is scrolling and I can see it. It's a product of what I am ingesting. Is it taking me closer to where I'm going? If part of what or half of what you are ingesting are people who are learning how to pursue their husband out, are people who are learning how to start keeping secrets from each other, are people who are learning to be dubious to each other, the question is that the kind of life you want to model for yourself? Guys, you are a reflection of what you are ingesting. You are a reflection. Many a times it happens unconsciously. Why? Because we are not deliberate about the people we surround ourselves with. There are 3 sets of people that you have to surround yourself with. And guys, I hope as I'm talking to you, you are doing a lot of what we call inventory, auditing, looking at the top 5 people around you, and you are asking yourself, yes, I like them. But the question is, these people have the topmost access to me, but are we moving in the same direction? Do they have the same drive that is equivalent to what I want to become? Even if they don't have it yet, or they don't look like it yet, do they have it? Guys, people can choose you, but you have every right to choose people that you have around you. And like I said, you have to be loyal to your destiny first. Be loyal to your future. Be loyal to the kind of life you want to become first, before you are loyal to people. If all I have around me are people that are telling me the next Ashwa how we can go on vacation, how we can spend, but they are not telling me about what the next 5 years should look like, is already questioning what our outcome will be. So we really need to sit down and know that we are a product of the people we have around us. Somebody said something. He said, if you have 4 poor people around you, no, you did not count well. There are 5. Let me repeat it. Maybe you will get it. He said, if you have 4 poor people around you, he said, no, you did not count well. There are actually 5. Guys, remember I said something that this topic will be a little bit touchy. But the moment you sit down and you start editing this part of your life, you'll be shocked how your life will start moving up gradually. So the people you roll with, the people you have easy access to, are they builders? Are they people that help you to grow? Are they like mirror that tell you the truth, either it is sweet or not? Are they like bridges that can connect you to your next level or connect you to people? They might not have it, but they know somebody that can connect you to who will get it for you. Or are they competitors? Are they God? Nobody can play God in your life, and that's the simple truth. Should I tell you the truth? Some of the people you are interacting with now, give yourself another 10 years. Half of them, you might not see them in your life or in your circle again, depending on where life pushes every one of us to. So can you see why you have to be deliberate about your now, about the people you open yourself to, about the kind of network you are building? Very, very important. Access should not be unguarded. Like I mentioned, it should be selective. Guys, TikTok just told me we have 4 minutes more in this stream. Why? Because people are not engaging, guys. If you join a live stream like this, the least you can do is like, share, or drop this at me. At least let TikTok know that there's engagement here. Guys, more than this our coin that you just drop, I appreciate it. The at me, very important. It tells TikTok that I'm a fan of what I'm hearing. Thank you so much, everybody. So that TikTok does not stop the live stream in between. So it's important for us to understand that access should be guided. Access should not be unrestricted. People I give my time, people I give my energy, and people I give my attention. These are the things that you have in a limited form. Your time is limited, your energy is limited, your attention is limited. Not everybody should have full access to you. Everybody should have full access to your time, your energy, your attention. So you are selective about the people you are surrounding yourself with. Why? Because I want to work with people that are iron, because I'm also iron, so that we can sharpen each other. Not that I'm saying something about progress and the person is telling him, no worry yourself, there is life na cruise. Not that, there are some friends you have around you, they know 199 ways in which things can never work, but they can never tell you one way in which things can work. You have to be careful how you open the door of your life. So you must do what I like calling it a simple door rule or a simple door policy. I close the door a bit to people who are just gossiping, distraction, and pessimistic with drama. I open the door to people who have ideas, who have corrections, who have opportunity, who have things to elevate me to my next level. Why? Because I have limited time. I have limited energy. And I want to maximize it. Some of us never had issue in the UK until we started working with some certain set of people. And I'm being honest with you. You have to be able to sit down and look at your number and start auditing, putting people in their right perspective. Everybody should not be at the same level in your life. And I'm going to break down and talk about the different kind of networking and how can you enter and what is the role each one of them are playing in your life. Everybody cannot play the same role in my life. Just the same way like there are many of you, and in fact, all of you can never do the role of my wife in my life. All of you. So you must be able to look at people and be able to qualify who they are. What are they doing? Do you know there are some people that if they call me in the middle of the night, I'll pick my call. Why? We are valuable to each other. We are resourceful to each other. Guys, I say this and I say it with all sense of humility. If in your life you don't have one person you can call if there is an issue, and the person will be willing to go the extra mile to save you, you need to think twice. Is obviously telling that you have not been investing in the right relationship, in the right network. You can't do life alone, no. You cannot, oh, especially in this place called UK. You can't do life alone. You have to be deliberate with the people you are surrounding yourself with. To do life alone, you go sweat, oh, it go take time. Why? Because there are informations that will never come to you. Hence, there are opportunities that will most likely never come to you. So you have to sit down and ask yourself, what is the value of the people I spend my life with for the past 4 years, 5 years? I said something that this statement will be touchy. There are two sides to it. Is that you feel we are saying that? Are you saying that we should start despising or dishing people? No, that's not what we are saying. We are saying be deliberate about people you have in yourself. Be deliberate about people you spend your time with. Be deliberate about the people that has natural influence on your emotion and your decision making. Be deliberate. Why? Because they are making you, they are molding your possibility. So you have to invest in the right relationship. There are some things you will most likely never manifest in your life until you start investing in the right relationship. Somebody asked a question, very, very sound and smart question. Very, very smart and sound question. You have to invest in your right relationship. Now, there are two kinds of network you would ever have in your life. We call it the vertical network and the horizontal network. The vertical network and the horizontal network. Now, I'll talk about the vertical down because there's vertical up, there's vertical down. Vertical network down are the people who look up to you. They are the people who depend on you. They are the people who rely on you to help them. So literally, they might not have what it takes for you to enter to the next level, but they look up to you. And unfortunately, these are the majority of the people that many of us would have around us, or we have deliberately or undeliberately built around us. So you have your call, you look at your phone, and the majority of them are vertical downwards. Vertical downwards, though they look up to you. And you know the pain that usually comes with that. You give more than you receive. So you build more than you are built. This is where you have people who ask you to send them money. And you know what happens when you send them money and they get the money? When you are in need and you go back to them to ask them for money and they don't give you, suddenly you start feeling pain. But that relationship was never built to feed you. That relationship was built for you to feed them. But like I say, this is the relationship where most of us are building, we are creating, and we are servicing in our life most. So we are now expecting from them what they were not wired to give us. That's vertical downwards. You see why you cannot put everybody in the same bracket? Vertical downwards. There is the horizontal relationship. The horizontal relationship are people that are like your colleagues. They are people that are on your same level. All of us is trying to aspire to find life together. These are people that you spend majority of your time with. Averagely, they are your work colleagues. They are people that have most time to you. You understand? You see them, see you freely. Why? Because you spend majority of your time every week with them. Those are horizontal relationship. So you cannot do with that kind of relationship. You can choose to reduce this and do without this. Majority of this you can most likely not do without it in your life. However, in the choice of this, I have to pay attention and create a major gate. Why? Because this is where you're molding. Many of us, this is where our first molding comes from. Bad influence, this is where it comes from. Good influence, sometimes it can come from here, but majority of the decisions you are making unconsciously many at the times is coming from here. So unfortunately for many of us, the kind of friends we have here are Ashwebi gang. The kind of friends we have here are the people who are analyzing everything that is not working in the UK. The kind of friend we have here are the people who are just here to do cho, but no evidence. The kind of people we have here, unfortunately, are not people who are driving us. So what are the kind of people you are looking for? You are looking for people who have not achieved it, but you can see that drive. You can see them saying, oh, I am doing this next certification. Are you interested? Not the one that you are telling you want to do certification. The one where you don't they too much. Why? You have most of your time with people in this circle. So people in this circle, I am very selective. I portion them rightly. Go-getter, pessimist, optimist, future dreamer. Everyone in this level are not on the same level. I have to apportion who they are. So if I see somebody who is a pessimist calling me, complaining, Jide, have you heard the new immigration rule? He has information about everything that is not working. Ask him one information about waiting go work. He say, now God go help us. Yeah? Why some other people are already making move to advance their life? His own solution is now God go help us. And sometimes they just become that because of who they have been built to be. But consciously, you allow yourself to dominate most of your time. Remember, I told you 3 things: your energy, your time, and what is the third one again? Energy, time, is it resource? I guess. Those 3 things are limited. So I pay attention to people in this circle. This is where you should have firelighters, not firefighters. You should have people who are builders, not destroyers. Like I told you last year, January, there are some people who are just find out that they are just in the game of competition. If you know me, I'm not in for competition. I put people in, you are valuable to me in this space. I am valuable to you in this space. So if I'm talking from my place of value, you listen. If you are talking from your place of value, I listen to you. That's the kind of people I surround myself with. Why? Because I don't need somebody who is a replica of my energy. I need somebody who can complement what is missing in my life. But when you see somebody that's trying to compete with you, trying to do this, guys, shift from them. Those ones are firefighters. They are not lighters. So you pay attention to the people that you have in this circle. There must be people that you are talking and they are telling you 5 years from now, this is what we are looking at. 7 years from now, this is what we are working towards. Next month, this is what I am working on. Not the only time they call you is when they have gist. Yes, you have gist partner, but if you call me and out of 3 hours, the entire gist we are having 2 hours, 30 minutes is things that are not relevant, I am already cutting myself from you. Why? Because you are taking from my limited time. Guys, time is limited. So the way I use it, I must be prudent with it. So I pay attention to the horizontal network, horizontal relationship I have. I assess and I audit my phone. There are some people I will never call in 3 years. I will not. Why? Because I know when we call and we talk, everything we are talking is just purely cruise. Even from their cruise, there's no lesson to learn. That bad. Do you understand? So I surround myself with that. Then the third set of people I say is vertical up. Vertical up. Guys, the vertical up are the people who can actually hold your hand to the next level. The vertical up are the people who have answer to many of the prayer you have been praying to God about. Unfortunately, this is where many of us have less or little or no investments. So we have literally invested in vertical down. We are investing in vertical on horizontal, but our investment in vertical up is almost literally zero or nothing. I will keep asking, why am I not changing levels? Why is it like, am I the only one struggling in the UK? Remember, I say you cannot do life alone. Possibility, opportunities, protections, resources are embedded in network. But the network that will take you to your next level, majority of them are vertical upwards. Some of them, we call them mentors. Some of them, there are people who are already working in the result of the things that you are looking for. So what I am aspiring to have this year, somebody has already started living it 2 years ago or last year. The question is, how can I network with them? And those are the kind of network that if you start building around you, you find out that life is not always hard. You don't have to pay for everything you would ever have in this country. Excuse me. And I'm being honest with you. I'm a product of that. There are many things that if I'm going to pay consultancy for, I'll be paying in thousands of pounds. But by influencing a vertical upward relationship, it seemingly looks like it's coming easy to me. Guys, and I'm honest with you, God sees my heart, that the answer to some of your prayers is not in somebody giving you money, it's in God sending you the gift of men. Men whose loyalty is to see you succeed to the next level. If there's any prayer you must pray today, is the loyalty of men, the gift of men. God, can you help me open my eyes to see the person who is already living in the reality of what I want, and help me. How can I connect? Beyond praying, I'll also tell you how you can connect so that you don't think everything is prayer. So we are talking about vertical upward relationships. This is the place where you have to be very practical about making sure that this year, how can I build 2 of such relationship in my life? How can I build 3 of such relationship? Guys, relationship is expensive. It's costing you. It will cost you time. It will cost you value. So relationship is expensive. So I'm wondering, or I'm rather interested in making sure that this expensive thing called relationship, how can I pay attention to how I am maximizing that currency? Now I'll talk about vertical upwards. How can you start building and having people like that in your life? Guys, you must understand that, and Mr. Zion said it about our children yesterday. You don't need everybody. You just need people. Mainly, you need people going in your direction to start with. So I don't need somebody who is successful in music if I don't have direction of music in my life. So the first thing I need to sit down and ask myself, what are my specific goals? I must be able to identify what is my goal. What is that thing I want to achieve? Not just like, I wish. What is that thing that I know if I can achieve it, it will upscale my life to another new level? So your work is to first sit down and write exactly what you want to achieve within the next 6 to 12 months. What is that goal? Some of you need to have a 5-year own. What is that thing I want to achieve? Okay, I want to launch my business in XYZ industry within the next 12 years, 12 months. I want to write book on this particular topic in the next 12 months. I want to be so and so person within the next 12 months. So there must be a definition to what you want to be or what you want to achieve, as the case may be. That's the first thing. Now, when you have identified this thing, the second thing is for you to sit and do a critical research and find out who are the top, or who are 2 or 3 people, not necessarily closest to me, who are the 2 or 3 people. Start with your community and globally, who are already living in the reality of this. And please, when I talk about these people, I'm not talking about celebrities. Celebrities are far from you. Number one, celebrities, their realities don't change so much that they cannot remember some of these things. It's just like coming to me and telling me, Jide, I want to come to UK. Can you tell me how I can get visa? I don't even know how to look for COS again. Story don't change. So we are talking about, you are not looking at for people who are already doing it and are like many years away from you. Look at people who are already doing it and it's not far away that they've achieved it. Why? Because they can still relate with the struggle. There's a way I can go to Dangote and tell Dangote to advise me, and everything Dangote will tell me will be useless to me if I'm not careful. Why? Because his reality at that level is many years, many miles away from where I am. So in as much as you are looking for people who are working in it, look for people who can still relate with what you are going through. And guys, when you locate those kind of people, please, the worst thing you can do is go to them and tell me, please come and mentor me, or I want to be your friend. That's the worst thing. And I'm being honest with you. You know what you have done to yourself? You have sold yourself cheap. You have not come from a place of value. Everybody, no matter how great they are in life, they always want people of value around them. Imagine you meet such a person and you are going to his DM and you are saying, please come and mentor me. Guy, you have already done the wrongest thing, if there's any English like that. So let's do a quick example. Such a person has 20 people in his DM, come and mentor me. Why will he choose you? Because you are literally doing the same thing every other person is doing. So every other person is seemingly looking like a parasite. They are coming from a parasitic nature. Give me, give me, give me, because my name is Jimmy. They are not looking for anything to add to that person. So your work is not to come from an angle of need. Your work is to create a symbiotic relationship whereby you are also asking yourself, what can you give to this person that is valuable? And guys, it's not always about money. And this is why the first thing you need to do is not to go and start asking the person to be your friend. The first thing is to study the person. How do I mean? Study the person. If this person has any content that they are releasing online, start consuming their content. If they write any article, they release any video, they have any book they have written, start consuming their content. You know what you are doing to yourself? You are coming to a point whereby when you meet them and you are talking, you are not talking like a blank person who does not have anything in his mind. Why? Because the more you listen to that person, the more you start understanding people's secrets. People's secrets are in their stories, they are in their book. Have you ever written a book before? You understand the power of book. If you ever written a book before, you can rewrite a chapter almost 4 times. Why? Because there's something you want that chapter to communicate. There's a way you craft it again. You change it and say, no, this one does not represent very well. So in their book, in their materials, in their courses, in the thing that they've released, inside that thing are many of the things you can already start with. It's not always about networking with them first. Remember why I say you should not network with them first? Why? Because by network means go and ask them to mentor me. The reason why I say so is you are already not positioning yourself from a place of value. So you are consuming what they are releasing. You know what you are doing to yourself. You are already interacting with who they have become in the things that they are communicating. So imagine such a person is on TikTok. Oh, internet has made it so easy for you to connect with people now. So imagine that person is on TikTok and he has a stream and he's streaming about a particular topic. Let's assume it's for cake making. You go to his stream, you watch the content, you consume. You check, does the person have a training program? You go and enroll for the training program. You know what you are doing? You're already upgrading your thoughts to see if I can come in alignment with the way this person is engaging. Now, when you do all these things, and like another thing which I want to mention, which many of us don't see, is when it comes to value, it's not always about money first. It's not always about money. So imagine if I know such a person, like this is one thing I did to connect with one of my mentors. I went to her stream. In her stream, I'm not fighting to enter into the box. It's not my interest. My interest is to consume as much as she's sharing. Every true mentor likes to teach, but they don't like to teach by wasting their time. They like to teach by giving to people whom they know will use it. All right, but there's no way you can show that person the first time you are meeting that person that you will use it. And the person is asking himself, with this my limited time, how can I make sure that the person I'm choosing is somebody who will not waste my time, but will use my time well? So you have to get to a point whereby you can show this person that you are not just there for opportunity. You have genuine interest in growth. Who is she? Is my own. Now, why are you asking who is she? Is my own, in alignment to what I wanted at that point in time. So my work then was not to go into box and try to show myself. Number one, I started supporting the live stream. I'll come in, I'll gift, not because she asked for the gift. Number two, I'll tell people, share. I'll tell people, tap. Guys, every true person that is building something is interested in seeing who. There's a way you can stand out from the crowd of 87 people, 92 people, whereby you are always coming in. Your name is the one resonating again and again. You've not even asked the person to mentor you. Why? Because they can see that this person is becoming a value to me, is adding value. They see your comment, they see that your comment is adding value. Why? You already know that you are consuming from what the person is sharing. So you are asking yourself, how can I be valuable to this person? How can I share what this person is writing? How can I share and add more value to whatever effort or whatever this person is doing? Lewa. How can I add more value to what this person? Because you are the one who wants what this person has. You are the one who wants what this person has. You are the one who wants what this person has. So you have to position yourself and ask yourself, how can I separate myself from 20 people? Can you see why you cannot be parasitic in your mind? Whereby you just want to collect quickly and run away. Guys, you must understand what we're talking about network. We're talking about relationship. It's more than what you are getting. It is what you are creating. I use this example. What many of people also do is we want water, right? We go to a river and we use buckets to go and steal water from a river. While instead of using bucket to steal water, you can create a pipe that will flow water from your house to that, from that river rather, to your house permanently and perpetually. Somebody will take bucket and steal and say, wow, I don't do them. That's up to opportunist or a parasitic way of living. While the other person is asking, how can I create a network between the river and my house so that every point in time when I need water, the water can flow in my direction? You see why I say it is relationship. It's beyond what you are getting. So you are asking yourself, how can I be more valuable to this person? Some of you, the reason why you have not gotten promotion in your workplace is because you are already thinking of yourself. You are not even thinking of the manager ahead of you. So when they get to boardroom, where decisions are made about the next level, your name is not coming up. Why? Because you are not a valuable person to that person also. Guys, this life runs on relationship. This life runs on relationship. Forget the country where you belong. The life we live runs on. There are some jobs you will never see on the job board. They will never get to job board. Never. It's called relationship. So you are looking at who has that thing that you require for your next level, and you have seen, because you have identified what you need, you are not asking, how can I position myself to be a valuable person to them? So you are consuming everything they are sharing. Guy, the first day you will meet them, what will be coming out of your mouth will be different from if you had not consumed what they are sharing. Let me tell you one of the easiest way you can touch that kind of person. This is another thing I want to mention. There was a story I heard. Fela Drotoye was sharing this story. You know, many banks, before now, we used to call I worked in Sterling Bank in Nigeria before leaving. They call them marketers, right? They call them marketer. But they've changed. Before I left, they changed their name. They didn't call them marketer. They call them relationship manager. Why? Because they understand that money flows in the direction of relationship. You might have the best bank, but money flows in the direction of relationship. Now, he shared a story about a lady. You know the work of a somebody who is on the, is it cashier they call them now, that is always at the front desk giving money out. All right, so there's a particular client that was using the bank, and she noticed that regularly at a particular date in the month, money usually flow from that account to an hospital bill regularly. It has happened about 3 or 4 times regularly. Remember, our work is just to approve the check, call the client and find out if the check is genuine and just approve. That is basically what you feel is our work, right? Beautiful. But you know what she did? She went the extra mile. One day she called this person, and you know, if you know people who are really bringing money in, you know their name, you know their office. Sometimes you know them. If you are working in a bank, you know what I'm saying. You know their name, you know their office, you know their children, you know things that matter to them. But these people, now then they pour money into your hand. If they give you targets, they are the people that will help you meet it. You know what she did? She one day called the man, wanting to confirm a check. He said, Uncle Shola, Mr. Shola, let's just assume the person's name is Mr. Shola. Mr. Shola, how are you doing? I'm fine. Shalewa, how are you doing too? There's a check that came into my phone now, and I was about to approve. I just said I should confirm if it's. I say yes, it's for me. Yeah, sir, sorry to ask you. I just wanted to confirm. Hope your wife is fine. Let's assume the wife is doing. Hope doing your madam. Hope she's doing fine. She's fine. What about KG? Hope they are all fine. Say they are fine. Say, I just said I should ask because I noticed that money has been going into this hospital bill regularly for the past 4 months. I just said I should find out to be sure everybody said. So I said, oh, thank you. It's actually my mom. She's blah, 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 blah. Guys, do you know that particular day, that particular staff has moved beyond just being a cashier to a funnel through which many things can happen? When they gave that kind of person target, the person who has 100 million or 10 million in your bank, he already knows about 10 or 5 other people that can bring 10 million to you. So when they had bigger targets to meet, it was easier for Uncle Shola to tell 2 or 3 of their friends to bring money to the bank, and she was able to meet her target. Why? By just being sensitive and paying attention to how can I be valuable to people around me. Guys, you cannot be parasitic in mind and really go far. Trust me. You will keep running up, it will come down again. You run up, it will come down again. You run up, it will come down again. So you have to ask yourself, how can I be valuable? For instance, imagine that mentor, and you have seen that the person is achieving what you are aspiring to get. And you look, do you know that people are so emotional about days and things that are significant to their life? They are very emotional about it. Imagine on his birthday date. Do you know that many of us, the only time we receive message on our birthday is when GTB usually send us message. Many people don't forget, except your wife and your husband. Remember. Should I shock you? For many people also, it is like that. Why? Because people who are behind them are just parasitic in their mindset. What can I get from them? Until you put it on your status, many people will never greet you happy birthday. Guy, don't mix it up that because you put it on your status and they greeted you happy birthday means that they genuinely had you in mind. No, don't mix them up. We appreciate what they did, but don't mix it up. Now, you want to be a mentee to this person. You have sat down and identified things that are critical in this person's life. You know the birthday dates. You know the wedding anniversary. You know some critical days in the life of your children. You pay attention to most of these things. And a day, let's assume the birthday is 30th of May. For instance, that person's birthday. You know that many people will never remember until he puts it on his status. Remember that. So imagine you have already consumed the content. You have seen what the person has been saying. You have started applying what the person has been saying. You have already started working on that before now. Now imagine on the birthday of such a person, a day before, you were in his WhatsApp message or you were in his TikTok message, and you composed a message saying, "Dear Mr. Shola, I thank God for the day I met you on the 24th of May 2026. You were discussing a particular topic and you shared number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. And out of all you shared, I was able to use 1, 2, 3, 4 things, or this has been the result and the outcome of my life. And I could not remember any other significant day than to say thank you for being a blessing. And I want to use this special day to wish you a happy birthday. And I pray that God will increase you. Happy birthday." Guys, this kind greeting, Mr. Shola will most likely never forget in his life. That kind person, if you call Mr. Shola and say, "Shola, please, I want you to mentor me," do you think Shola will see that person's call and be running away from it? Guys, you have to think outside yourself. When you meet people you want to network with that have the potential of taking you to the next level, this is why you have to be genuine. You have to be. How long will you keep being a fake? You have to be genuine. Can you see how you can start building network upward? Network upward. Guys, many of the answers to the prayer we are praying, truthfully and respectfully speaking, they are a network upward. They are not in network horizontal. Neither are they in network vertical downwards. They are network upward. So when you see people like that, you are asking myself, how can I position myself as a value? How can I add value to the thing? Can you see that it's not always all about money? You are asking myself, I want to be promoted to the next level. Have you sat down to ask yourself, what is the pain point my manager is facing? How can I create solution to it and make my manager look important in front of the board? The day they want to downscale that department, you will not be on the list of the people they want to downscale. Why? You have become a value. You have become a value. You see what I'm saying? I'm a value creator. I don't do any other thing than to create value. That's what I'm here for. You see why I'm saying that you have to not work as parasites. You have to pay attention to how can I position myself and become a value. Hence, I can now build my relationship, my network on the value. Even if its field is low, but I've anchored it on some mutual values. Another thing you must pay attention to when you are building such network, when you meet them, please be specific at what you are saying. Remember, I said that the limited thing every one of us have is time. I feel they have more limited time. When you meet them, be specific at what you are saying. Be specific at what you are asking. Don't just come to them and say, can you mentor me? Can you come with the point of showing that this is the problem I'm facing? One thing I started learning when I started meeting successful people, they are tired of saying, how are you doing? Hope you are fine. Hope your family is good. They are tired. I used to think they are just not being natural or they are being inhuman. I just started finding that they are just trying to manage the limited time. So you are being specific at what you are asking. You are not trying to finish time. Like if you come with them and they fix a time that we want to do 30-minute appointment. If you can finish everything you are doing before 30 minutes, guy, the next time you call them, they will listen to you. Why? Because you are showing them that you value something that is critical to them, which is called time. You are valuing something that is critical to them. So you are not coming to them because you just want to engage. You are coming because, oh, this is what I am going through. How can you help me? Or what are the things I can do here? This is what I have done. This is what I have done. How can you help me in this? Can you see how you are becoming somebody that is showing that I specifically appreciate the time you are spending with me? Because you could have been using that time for something else. Now, after that, please, if they give you any advice, remember you selected them, they did not select you. You first selected them, then they gave you access. If they give you advice, please, within the first 48 hours, try and implement it and give them feedback. You know what you are telling them? I am responsive. I don't just gain access. I don't just listen to you, but I use what you are saying and I respond to it swiftly. It is called accountability. It is called accountability. Guys, it's not everything that is money. It's not everything that is money. But if you have not heard or listened to anything I've said today, I believe I've been able to show you that network goes a long way in influencing your possibility. That business you are looking for is most likely 4 people away from you. You need to sit down and start auditing your network and ask yourself, this person or this set of people that have 80% of my time and access, are they vertical downwards? Are they horizontal or they are vertical upwards? Many of us need to sit down and ask ourselves, how many vertical upwards do I have in my life? You'll be able to see why it seems like some things are not working. Not because God is not answering prayer, but the men God will use to get it done, you are not networking yourself with them from a value point of view. I believe with these few points of mine, now Sunday will be. I've been able to tell you that in this country, you can do many things if you are in the right. If I tell you some information that have come to me, that if I like do research from today to tomorrow, those information no go ever come to me. Never. And I'm talking about some resources that are also coming to me. If I do research from today to tomorrow, now hard work I just they do, and it will never come to me. So it's important for you to sit down and do an audit. Look at the vertical downward. Thank you so much, Thompson. Look at the horizontal. What are the kind of people I spend and I give my time to? Then what are my investments into vertical upward? The solution to my next level is usually sometimes horizontal in terms of they can connect me. If they also are go-getter that have somebody upward, they can connect me. But mainly is with people who are vertical upwards. Thank you. I just said I didn't want to say many things that would be so challenging tonight. I just want us to have some conversation so that we can start paying attention to networking, start paying attention to mentoring. Guys, don't let me talk more about mentoring. I am done today. Today is Saturday. I want to go and celebrate with Arsenal. I want to go and celebrate with Arsenal. I believe you've learned something. If you have any question, you can ask me, guy. You can send a request. Just come up. Let me take 1 or 2 questions. I'm done for today. We'll have a conversation about business tomorrow. Business. Any question, guys? You're welcome, Phil. Any question? Today is Sunday. Yes, I know it's Sunday. I know it's Sunday. Any question? Is it up Arsenal? If nobody say you be my friend, I'll for block you. Any question, guys? All right. So I believe you've learned 1 or 2 things from it that you can use. Like I say, the aim is not just to hear. The aim is to hear so that you can use. So you should ask yourself. Some of you need to check your phone and check what are the people that frequently send me message. How many of them? Start categorizing them: vertical downward, vertical upward, horizontal, and ask yourself, where am I? So that you can start asking yourself, okay, so what do I want to achieve in the next 12 months? Who are the people who are working in that reality, and how can I use them? What are the resources you came across? I think one of the best thing for me is Daniel Carnegie, How to Win and Influence People. Thank you so much. How to Win and Influence People. I appreciate that book a lot. That's number 1. Number 2, I like this book also, The 5 Temperaments. Talking about the different temperaments. I've forgotten Tim Alliance. I've forgotten the title of the book. That book helped me to read people like a book. Like I can practically read you like a book and position you in a place whereby you would always want to relate with me. How can I get the video of yesterday? All right, so I will be loading it into my YouTube channel. And let me show you how, for those of us who are yet to join the channel. So this is how you can join the channel. Let me turn my camera. All right, so if you go to my bio, for instance, go to my bio. In my bio, please, guys, I will never send you any DMO. If anybody is doing it, it's a scam. It's not from me. Please be very careful. Yeah, spirit control temperament. Thank you, Yeti. Go to my bio, click on the link here. If you click on the link, I like opening it in a different browser. Yeti, God bless you. Will I say Yeti won't be my friend? Yeti is my latest friend now. All right, so when you go to my bio, click on the link, open it. You see this second link here. It will take you to the YouTube channel. All right, so we have 43 subscribers. All the content I have been loading, it is here. So I'll load that of yesterday also here, so you can have access to it anytime for free. All right, so the first book, like I say, is How to Win and Influence People by Daniel Carnegie. Daniel Carnegie, How to Win and Influence People. Let me see if I can see the cover. How to Win and Influence People. Yes. Jesus, imagine. On Etsy, I saw it for £1.50. Guys, that's a powerful book. Yes, I know. Guys, it's important for you to know that ignorance is no longer a strategy. Almost everything you are looking for, somebody has done something about it. The work for you is to find who and what has been done about it and start deploying yourself into it. And you find out that it's doable. Guy, there's nobody I cannot survive with. Why? Because I've learned to read people like book. I understand who you are. So I'm not dealing with you. And Daniel Carnegie. Let me open it. Sorry. Let me look for an image of it so that I can just share it with you. Okay. Just 1 second. DAL. That's Dale. It's not Daniel. Don't mind my Yoruba. Thank you, Jerry. God bless you so much, user. Thank you. That's it. Dale Carnegie. The title of the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's the title of the book. Then the second one is The Spirit Controlled Temperament by Tim LaHaye. Yeah, Tim LaHaye, Spirit Controlled Temperament. It's important. Relationship is something I value. Somebody said something out true. He said you are 4% away from, let's say, Donald Trump. You are just 4% away. You just need to meet somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You see why you invest into a relationship. No matter how rich you are, you might never meet him in a long time. Fabulous. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So we meet tomorrow. We'll be having a very, very lovely brother of mine. You see the kind of relationship I'm talking about. All right. So he'll be coming tomorrow to talk to us about business. His name is Henry Idea. Many of you will know Henry Idea. He's talking to us. 6 p.m. tomorrow we'll be having Henry Idea. Guys, I will never come to your DM to send you any information about any investment. Anybody who is doing that is a scammer. There are about 4 fake Jide accounts, at least the one I have seen. And trust me, once you finish now, they'll start messaging you. It's not from me, it's a scam. Please block them. The moment you block them, they'll stop sending you a message. How do you block people? All right, so let me show you how to block and how to identify the real Jide. Because many people have been reaching out to me that they are reaching out to them. Somebody was scammed of £1,000. Was it 2 months ago? Because of this, please, I will never do that. I will never come to your DM. So how do you identify the original one? If any one of them is messaging you or following at all costs. When you go to my bio, for instance, if you look at this place, it is at jide.neye. Every one of them can never have this at jide.neye. They can never have it. All right, so that's the first one. Yes, the number is 12,000 plus, 12,000 followers plus, but that at jide.neye, they will never have it. So let's assume this is the fake one. Don't block this one. If you block this one, it will not be funny. So when a scammer sends you a message, how do you block? Just click this share button that's at the top here. When you click it at the bottom, you can see block. When you click on block, that person will not be able to send you any message again and again. So please don't fall for scam, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see tomorrow by 6 p.m. UK time. Have a beautiful week, and I pray for you that this week God will bring the answers to some of the prayers you have been praying. And it will say, wow, so it's very easy like this. Because of the associations, God will bring your life in Jesus' name. Please follow me if you have not, so that TikTok can notify you whenever I'm streaming. For anybody who is joining the family for the first time, this is my special trumpet for you. You don't sure say you don't make heaven. But thank you. Thank you so much for following. So we see tomorrow again by 6 p.m. Have a beautiful night rest. Bye-bye. Oh, you had a great time. That was good. We'll see tomorrow, guys, 6 p.m. Bye-bye. Good evening, Topsy.